Well, our next guests are authors of a new book which they call The Complete Guide to One of Television's Most Loved Shows, and I'll have to agree with it. It's the Andy Griffith Show book, and I know a little bit about that show, so I want you to make welcome Ken Beck and Jim Clark. Well, I never thought I'd be talking to some guys who wrote a book. Now, I've read this book, and it's delightful. And it's called the Andy Griffith Show book. And what it does, it doesn't tell about us. In case any of you don't know, I played on that show for 7 years, like, what was it, 104 segments?
That's right, 104.
And it tells about the character we played. In other words, it gives Goober's background, not my background. It gives Opie's background. Am I correct?
Right, it's about the characters on the show rather than about the actors, as you say, or the actresses.
And about the history of the town of Mayberry.
Right. Trivia and facts from the show.
Just jump in there, Ken, anytime you feel like it.
Okay.
How did you get the idea to write this?
Well,
before you answer that, I want everybody to know that you are the head goober.
Presiding goober.
The presiding goober. Are you ready?
Of a group called the Andy Griffith Show Rerun Watchers Club. And it started about 7 years ago at Vanderbilt University when I was at school there. And that's really where my interest in starting to do the book evolved from. And Ken had the same idea. We got together and decided to do the book and spent about 3 years working on it.
3 years to write this book.
Researching it.
Well, how do you research something that's not real?
You watch the episodes over and over.
How many episodes did we do?
There were 249. First 159 were in black and white, and the last 90 were in color. So
I might tell you here that starting January the 29th, we are going to do a movie called Return to Mayberry on NBC, and you know about this.
Right.
And I talked to Andy the day before yesterday, and it's going to have Andy and Barney, and it's going to have all of us. And it's a 2-hour picture. It's going to be out in May, and I really hope you watch it because it's a chance for all of us to get back and do what we used to do. And, of course, we all look the same.
One thing I wanted to ask you, are any of the sets left at all from the old Mayberry series?
No, they're looking for a place to shoot it now, I think somewhere around in California. None of them, because when it was over, and we all took our caps. In fact, my goober cap is bronzed and on my den at the house. You're from North Carolina, I know
Right,
that.
I'm from Greensboro.
And your mother wrote me and said one of the things that you really wanted in your whole life was a goober cap, and
Right.
I was really ready to get rid of it.
She sent it to me, and I treasure it. It's wonderful.
And how'd you get your interest in it, Ken?
Well, I was in the 3rd grade in 1960 when the show first came on the air, and I'm right close to
What? Say that again. You were what?
I was in the 3rd grade when the show came on the air.
Yeah,
And,
well, any of you people want to write me, just address it to the home.
I was born that year. So.
You were born that year. Good. You won't ever be on this show again. No, just joking, guys.
But anyway, I lived a very normal, all-American boyhood, played baseball, ate peanut butter sandwiches. But every Monday night, the world stopped and my family went to Mayberry, and we've been going there ever since.
You know, it's pretty much, we've gone through about 3 generations of viewers, and I understand now there's about 50 million people a week watch us. We premiered October the 3rd, 1960.
That's correct.
And it was a big, well, it was my career that when I got on that, I'd been on Broadway and all that kind of stuff and in television, but that thing, you know, it's goober power, folks. Now, what do you do now? How many Andy Griffith Rerun Watchers Clubs are there in the United States?
There are about 225 right now, nationwide and overseas. They have a variety of different names, such as there's one called Goober, and there's a Goober Says Hey chapter, and a Hate a Goober, and Nip It in the Bud, and all the different characters.
Andy, nip it in the bud.
That's right, Nip It. And so they're all over across the country. The people to get together and watch the show in small groups and have cookouts and barbecues and that kind of thing.
And about how many members in each group?
Probably average around 50. We have about 10,000 members in the club, so it's growing every day.
And I bet every one of those would like to buy my album.
Yo.
So where are you from, Ken?
I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I'm a writer for the Tennessean here in Nashville.
And you work at Vanderbilt.
Work at Vanderbilt.
And will there be another book?
I don't think so. We think this one's pretty much suited us as far as what we wanted to do for the show, as far as in book form, I believe.
Do you mind if I just, to give you an idea what this book is about, I just inadvertently opened it to the chapter that says Goober Pyle. Goober was born and raised in Mayberry and was a bully as a child. See, I never knew all that. He had a dog Spot, so named because he didn't have any spots. As a lad, Goober earned a quarter a day by chopping wood for the neighbors, feeding chickens and slopping their hogs, delivering groceries for the general store, and then working in his dad's gas station. Well, what it is, it's our autobiography. I mean, not biography,
Right.
of the character we played.
Right. It's almost every fact that's ever mentioned about the characters on the show is in some way included in our book, we hope.
And Ken told me the first edition was sold out.
That's right. Just sold out. So.
And I bought a whole bunch of them at Christmas. Andy Griffith, I really did. I love to read about me. Andy Griffith, I talked with him. He's in Manteo, North Carolina, and I talked with him 2 days ago. He said he loved the book, to give you all his best, and you did a fine job, and he appreciates. Or as Andy would say, I appreciate it.
That's good to hear.
They say, you know, on television, you guys have to go. I know you don't have to go, but we have to get rid of you because we've got more guests. And it says, thanks for being here with us. I know you have to leave. But really and truly, this has made a wonderful 1985 for all of us that were on the Griffith Show. And I know you, and I know you. And I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Okay? Listen, we're going to return with Jimmy Henley, so stay tuned.